guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
To our welcoming back Sarah Schaefer to the program with an E, the British version.
Two M's. Double M-E.
Double M-E.
Dude, you guys, I'm coming from kind of a traumatic Pilates class. I take it like a pretty fancy schmancy studio here in Pasadena. It's boutique-y. It's like they have to put up signs that say don't come here right after your spray tan. That kind of place.
Sarah, do you miss Los Angeles?
And I walk in this morning. It's early, we kind of all just woke up, and the place clearly smells of musty dish rag.
Oh, that musty smell. I hate that smell.
I hate that smell.
Yeah, nobody was addressing it, and I didn't want to be the one to address it, but I regretted it halfway in because it was making me nauseous. I can't be the only one that noticed it.
Yeah, you can be sitting there breathing heavy, doing heavy workouts, and then that's what you're smelling the whole time.
Yeah.
Oof.
So that's it? Nothing? Who knows what it was?
No.
A mystery. Someone's brought their spray tan in is what that is.
I feel like something died in the air conditioning, honestly. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sarah's coming to us from their craft nook. What are you working on right now? What do we got going on?
Oh God. Okay, so the room is huge.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you got a lot of space.
Beautiful.
And I just did it took me almost 2 weeks just reorganize the whole room because I realized after, a year plus of being in this place that I love working standing up.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm making something because I have a station over here for this and that, and I'm always on the move. And so I converted most of the work area to counter height, and it was a big...
That's a lot of work.
It was a big project.
Yeah.
I built a workbench myself, which was really exciting. It was my first furniture project I've ever done.
Hell yeah.
Made some mistakes.
Of course.
What happened?
I was why is there foam coming out of the wood? Why does the wood feel wet? Well, because I was using pressure treated wood, which is for outside. And people are don't use it inside. It's toxic. And I'm well.
There's toxic wood?
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently it's not a big deal. I went deep researching because I was did I just waste, $100 on this wood or whatever? And it's okay. You don't want to eat off it. I have a different surface on top.
No eating and crafting combined.
Don't chew. They were don't chew on it. Don't.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Fair.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was okay. Yeah. So I think it's fine. But, and now I have something I could put outside if I needed to.
And maybe should. And maybe should.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, maybe the workbench becomes a deck of some kind,
I feel so stupid. I was oh, that's literally, I thought I was getting great wood because it was for outside.
Yeah, I think it's
so
one of those
durable.
projects where you have this vision of what it's, this smoothing it and how beautiful it's going to be. And then you're it's toxic and it's exploding on me.
And I followed a very, very, very well done, simple YouTube video tutorial, and he had the plans, that you get, and nowhere did it mention the type of wood.
The type of wood.
Uh-huh.
So I,
No sponsor.
and
You think wood's
obviously he came into it assuming that you knew that already, and it's
Unfair.
I didn't.
Especially when there's toxicity at play.
Yeah.
I know.
It would be
and
nice to note.
Well, it just really made me feel oh, this is something that must be so obvious. That they don't even need to mention it. Why would I tell you that? That's so basic knowledge.
I mean, none of us knew that there was toxic wood.
wouldn't
We're
know.
just finding out.
Oh, Brandy.
I did.
Of course.
Oh.
I have a friend that builds sculptures for Burning Man, and he had a whole post about don't use old railroad ties because their outdoor wood is toxic and will burn and hurt people's lungs at Burning Man. And I remember that's a fact that has stuck with me.
Did you know you're buying outdoor wood though? Is the question.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Okay.
Brandy, now that I've done the research, Brandy brought up an interesting point. Old wood had way worse chemicals in it.
Yeah.
They don't make the pressure treatment that they put on it. The reason they do this is so that you can put wood touching the ground. So like anything that's touching the ground, a fence or something like that, and that it keeps it so that insects like won't burrow into it and like, you know,
it can it doesn't like
hardwood
or anything.
Yeah.
and it can like withstand, you know, more weather than, you know, just a regular piece of wood that you throw out there. So
Yeah, it's biological.
but the newer chemicals they use, they still aren't great, but they aren't straight up arsenic.
Oh, good.
It is
better.
wild
And that
how
was the
many
big
things
thing.
were like, oh, there was just lead, and you know, there's so
I
much
mean,
shit.
they were like-
non-stick pans, you guys.
Yeah,
We
don't
need
burn
to
it.
we're
talk
still doing
about
it.
non-stick pans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't burn it.
Don't use a
Yeah, and
non-stick
don't burn
pan.
what you said about Well, no, I'm sorry. I was still
And
talking
don't
about
burn
the
a
wood, like,
non-stick
what
pan for
Brandy
that
brought
matter.
up.
Yeah.
Don't burn that type of wood in the fire, like in an outdoor fire.
Right.
Oh,
Don't
because
breathe
like
it in,
that's
yeah.
really bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll
I mean,
breathe
it's
in
not the end.
arsenic.
Yeah,
Smoke.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, I think. But like, if you're someone who's sensitive or whatever, you might feel like a reaction to it. I think it's if you were working with it constantly and doing stuff constantly with it, you know.
It's akin
That's
to the
weird.
musty. It's like the
Right.
Yeah.
It could be musty dish rag,
Over
or you could die. Like
Maybe we just
Yeah.
diagnosed what I just did the hundreds in.
Yeah. Was there any sort of outdoor wood fire happening nearby?
Could be. This is a spicy neighborhood. There could have been.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, you know what? We're
Wow.
teaching the masses, and that's the important thing. So now they know
Yes.
for their craft projects. Outdoor wood, outdoors, indoor wood, and So what's an indoor wood? Just
Yeah, what's a good
non-treated?
indoor wood?
Look, I don't really know. I still don't know, but I know that there's like softer woods and harder woods, and like there wood's expensive, and you go in there and
Yeah.
you're like, you know, and then there's the sizes that you want. I want a 4x4. Well, then you measure it, and it's not actually 4x4 inches.
What
And
is it?
then you go online. It's like, yeah, that's on purpose. It's 3.5 by, and I'm like,
wait, what?
the world
blowing
is
my
hell.
mind.
Like
Then what's a 2x4?
Well, you want to hope it's
it
actually
is also
2x4.
not exactly 2x4. I don't know why the reason. I'm sure there's some
Weird.
nerd
Maybe
explaining it
it's-
on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna just make up utter nonsense. I was gonna say maybe it's to make room for the plaster. I don't know what that means.
No, that makes sense. If there's like something on top of it, makes it to actually
Yeah.
4 inches or
That's
whatever.
an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like us guessing. Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just-
We won't
Somebody's
figure it
screaming
out.
the answer at us.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
send
Yeah.
this part of the episode specifically to my contractor brother to upset him.
Well, you know what?
I'm
Yeah.
Yes,
excited about
please
that.
let him make fun of my like total lack of knowledge.
This is now a home.
But I'll
birth
tell you
show.
this.
Yeah. Somebody will know.
I'll tell you this: that work table is sturdy as fuck. Like it is,
Yes.
and it was
done.
cheap to make. Like I've spent, all in with the hardware. I put like vinyl peel and stick flooring on top,
Oh,
so it
nice.
looks like
Wow.
a hardwood. Here, let me just show it to you.
Show it to us.
Give us a
Let's
little
get a
shot.
little
Sarah.
tour.
Let's just go on a little
Yeah.
adventure right over here. It's got stuff all over it, but
Well, as it
see
should.
that table right there?
Looks
Oh,
sturdy.
okay.
Sturdy.
Very sturdy.
Looks weathered.
Yeah, it's
nice.
really sturdy. I've got
Wow.
some. You see the wood?
Yeah.
This looks like outdoor
Like,
wood. It
that's
doesn't.
like, yeah, it's like vinyl flooring. Peel and stick. I just put that on top as like the smooth countertop.
Wow, peel and stick
Over the
really
plywood.
changing the game.
Sarah, is this because you always making miniature things? Like, what made you decide
Yeah.
I'm gonna go regular size?
Yeah, I went regular size, and some of the concepts are similar, but others very different.
Okay, yeah. Does it scratch a similar itch though?
Oh yeah, like I love, anything you make, anything in real size can be made in miniature.
Yeah, that's dope.
Now, are you going to make a
And-
miniature of the workbench? Is the question.
Please, I already have a miniature, like diorama of the old version of my craft room. Like I made it.
Okay. Okay.
Like I made it, and it's in the other room, but it's like so detailed, like it's crazy.
That's awesome.
But
so
I love
cool.
miniatures, and I've been using them in different projects in different ways. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to leave LA, is so that I could have a bigger craft room. I could actually have a craft room.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that. I get that. You literally had to make space for your craft.
I did.
Make
And when
more
you-
space
yeah.
for the smaller things.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do miniatures, well, this is the thing about miniatures. People are like, oh, miniatures is like they're small, so I don't need much space. But here's the problem, is that like now you need a sewing machine and a miniature wood saw and like you need every tool, because now you're making all these things in tiny with the same tools that you would make them in big.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, of course I need an entire shelf of different types of ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little insight into what the miniature community is like? Because
Yes.
I love any like super specific subculture and how dramatic they are.
So the stereotype, now first of all, if you were to Google miniatures on, like, for instance, Reddit, which I think maybe not now, but at some point probably leaned more male.
Oh, that makes sense with the
I
little
might
like painted statues and stuff.
Right. So if you were to
Yeah.
search miniatures on Reddit, you're going to get World of Warcraft
Right.
little figurines. That's what that means in that world. Now, so a lot of people in my world will say doll houses to signify we're talking about traditional dollhouse scale, 112, furniture that look, and that used
Like
to be
real
a very,
stuff. Maybe.
And everybody knows, like, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I start talking miniatures and it's not 112.
right. So
Okay, here we go.
112 is very easy to understand when you realize that it's 1 foot in big life equals 1 inch in tiny life.
Okay. Okay.
That's what that means.
I get this. That's
So
why 112.
if something,
Okay.
right. So if your table is 4 feet wide, in miniature, it will be 4 inches wide.
Got it.
So that's how
Great.
that scale works. And that's most dollhouse scale. So this is a tiny little bench. I did not make this, but isn't that cute?
Very.
A little mid-century modern kind of vibe.
No, I have a question for our for our metric system listeners. How do they fit into the dollhouse miniature world?
So what I have noticed is that a lot of the UK English-speaking countries will do 112 scale as well.
Okay.
Because it's standardized in that way. But they also will do 110, which is basically the same thing, but on a metric scale. So like 1 centimeter. Now,
Closer, yeah.
I'm not going to say, because I'm like 1 centimeter equals 1, like, I don't know. Like 1 millimeter, maybe. Like, I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But,
No need
yeah,
for a
they
pop
will
quiz.
do-
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do that. And then my husband Scott just got back from Japan right before Christmas, and he got me some miniature kits, and they're definitely on a even smaller scale. So that's probably 110 is my guess. But yeah, there's different scales that people work in. And the community is very, I think it skews female, but there are a lot of men doing it too. Because of the crossover of like scale models and action figures, and
Trains.
Barbie is 1/6, so that's bigger. That's called half-inch scale, and so there's a lot of crossover in those worlds. But the dollhouse community people assume that it's old ladies, and it is a lot of old ladies, but it's become, it has actually exploded in the past, especially since the pandemic.
Yeah.
People are obsessed with it, and it's like now it's all types of things, and it's like and it's not the Charlie Kirk incident.
Yeah.
It definitely
I'm curious to see.
Finish
really
this sentence. I cannot
did
wait.
not-
Charlie Kirk now.
Where I'll buy it. I want that in my.
No, they're it revealed, like it did in many creative spaces, who that you followed
A
was
divide.
like, oh, you're a raging fundamentalist Christian that I didn't know. And so I had to unfollow a couple people, but it ended up, I found others that, you know, I'm like, oh, we're on the same page. And then I'm, you know, I think lately the political stuff, like people saying, you know, like this is, you know,
yes, people are like
is political, you know, so I'm finding the like-minded people, and that's been really cool.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, there's the Dollhouse Miniatures Facebook group. One of them, there's many of them, but one of them I'm in has a lot of drama.
I'm sure. That's what I love about any subgroup. There's so much drama anywhere.
What's been happening?
Yeah.
So one time I started screenshotting them, but they're like, so I need to put them in one folder so I can do a slideshow one day of like all the drama I've witnessed. So like a lot of time, anytime someone brings up Hobby Lobby, because Hobby Lobby
got to be contentious. Yeah,
sells like, it's one of the only places you can go to that sells an extensive amount of miniature dollhouse stuff and actual dollhouse furniture and dollhouses themselves. It's one of the few brick and mortars that isn't a mom and pop. And the mom and pops, like Richmond, Virginia, doesn't have doesn't have a dollhouse store. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one in LA, and it's like in Torrance.
I was gonna say I don't even know if there's one here. Okay, yeah.
It's like far.
I
It's
can
like
imagine
a
it's how
far
huge
drive
it is
from like the east side.
yeah.
Right.
And, you know, so, you know, just like any mom and pop, these types of niche hobby stores are hard to find. So Hobby Lobby is one of the only places that if you need something like in person that you would go to. And every time someone posts something about Hobby Lobby, people start in the comments arguing about Hobby Lobby because of their politics. You know, and then one time this woman posted something, and she clearly like photoshopped the picture for lighting, but someone accused her of it being AI. And then it was like went straight to shut the fuck up, bitch. Like it was like full blown cursing each other out, and like it was
Wow.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because it feels like bringing like AI is already offensive in like a 2D on your screen making digital art, but the idea of like accusing like a 3D thing of being AI is just very
and she had to like post other pictures to prove that she had in fact made it, and it was a very elaborate dollhouse. So I was like, yeah, you're gonna defend yourself, like, you know how long
that just
this
shows
took?
you're doing things right. Yeah,
your honors on the line.
I've been seeing one of the Reddit things I'm in is this AI, and people have been posting tattoo artists who on their feed, they post stuff that like has been, you know, it might be the original design, but then it's like zhuzhed by AI.
Right.
And so they're going in and getting work done by these artists when the work's not as good as they're saying it is. And I'm like, oh, that is
that's not a good idea.
That
horrific.
Man, whenever we figure out whatever an AI lawsuit looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. No,
wow.
Thank you.
Damn, that's.
I do have to say, I'm recording this at the University of Utah because I'm here for Sundance, and I didn't have anywhere to record. And look what's they've got.
Oh, that's
We've
nice.
got the old timey mic, like every comedy flyer from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Is that just like
get one of those and wrap it around yourself and do a promo photo?
Yeah. This was such a prevalent feature in so many. I was like, I don't even think I've seen one of these in real life.
No, where's the brick wall?
I know. It's pretty great. I'm pretty stoked.
For all their old timey Utah radio shows, they're still recording, getting hopped up on soda pop, and just.
That's right, dirty soda.
What's a dirty soda?
So it's like it's like the trend here since people don't drink. It's the soda stores, like you drive through and you'll get the soda that's like Coke mixed with cherry juice mixed with half and a half. It's like
that is dirty.
That is dirty. Yeah.
It's sinful.
Actually, that one sounded good to me.
It did? How do you guys feel about like I guess you're fine with the Babs, but carbonated dairy?
I'm pretty out on dairy in general.
Same.
No,
So
you know what?
hard.
I would say no, but like it's like I like a root beer float, and that's
I do too.
Oh, yeah,
that's kind of the essence of it, you know.
Yeah, like a cream soda,
Yeah.
ice cream float. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
you just said it.
Yeah, I do
Italian
like root beer
soda. Yeah.
floats. Yeah, right.
It sounds, but like, yeah, if you say dairy, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think milk is its own separate, like cheese, ice cream, milk. I think to me, like I technically they're in the same category, but they feel so separate to me.
Yeah.
Like the experience of them is so different.
Right.
Yeah, milk is grotesque by and large.
I know this whole, not to get too into it, but this whole thing about them pushing the whole milk propaganda, it's like, read the room, guys. We're not
It's not happening.
like,
You
yeah.
see people like proudly chugging. It's like, okay, go ahead.
Have fun. Like, you've been allowed to do that. You've been allowed.
Yeah, the entire time.
Have
I
fun.
mean, my dad proudly 4 gallons of milk a week. He's been doing this long before this.
Right. It's not a political statement.
No,
for him
no,
at
no,
this
no,
point.
no. No, 2%. Disgusting.
Well, I saw a video on it, and I'm gonna mess up some of the things, but I would just say anyone interested in it, you got to dig deeper, because when you find out why we even have 1% and 2% in whole milk, and like why what the farmers do, and what it's all about money, and like that this push for whole milk being healthier doesn't even make sense economically. Because it's a way for them to sell more milk, because they like basically water it down.
They're basically
It's
cutting it's like cutting the milk with baking soda, basically.
Yeah.
Well, or when you
Is that right?
you need in a recipe, when you need when the recipe calls for like half and half, you just pour cream and you
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
just
not
make
a
it that way.
special separate product. It's
It's been there. Like, it's what has been there. That's, wow.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it's right alongside our government cheese caves. So,
Government cheese caves? What's that?
So hold on. Let me get the facts exactly right on this. The government has massive stockpiles of cheese, though. And it's like government cheese.
This is real?
This is real. Yeah. Government cheese is a whole thing.
I know that government cheese is a real thing.
I thought government cheese was like in the 70s. They had like different cheese for people on food stamps, and that was government cheese.
Well, but it's because, starting heavily in the 70s and 80s, government purchased excess dairy from farmers to prevent price collapses, turning the milk into storable cheese. So they have these massive stockpiles of very cheap cheese to keep milk prices where they're at. And that's
It's
usually
the same cheese
But are
from
they
the
still
80s?
doing this? Yeah.
I believe it's still happening.
I mean, they're still getting subsidies. We
organized.
know that.
For
Yeah.
sure. That, and also, the corn thing.
Right.
Dude, I love it. It's just, and the corn.
You know the corn thing.
What's the corn
The
thing?
corn is subsidized, and that's why there's corn syrup and everything.
Oh, right.
Like,
right,
corn
yeah.
has been subsidized for many decades. I watched a documentary on this, and it just made me go buy candy. But that's why it's everywhere. They have to unload it anywhere they can. Yeah.
Great system.
Yeah.
Okay, should we play Do You Believe?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sarah, we're going to say stuff and you're going to tell us if you believe in it. Omens. Do you believe in omens?
No. Do I have to explain?
No, you have to.
You
We
have
can leave it
to.
at that. We
No,
can
I
leave
that
it
was
at that.
rapid
perfect
fire.
thought. I was a perfect
Yeah.
answer.
No, fair enough.
No,
I guess.
I had to. I can't believe in them, because if I do, because I get like, I call it like the doom feeling. Like I get a physical feeling of doom. I've been getting it my whole life, and then nothing bad would happen.
Yes. I've
And
had
I would
that
tell
happen
my
a lot.
mom about it, and I'd be like, I just feel like it's bad. Something bad is coming. Something bad's going to happen. Doom. And, then nothing would. And so it's good that I don't believe in them, and I shouldn't, because that feeling, I have to just talk myself and go, it's going to pass. You're having a physical reaction. A lot of times it's me getting out of the shower.
Interesting.
So there's something about my body temperature. It's something chemical going on. It took me like 40 years to understand that it was like just a physical thing, not like God being like, watch out.
No, I was thinking about that the other day of like the line between like intuition and just, like anxiety essentially. Like, because I think a lot of people have like intuited things or have had that deja vu feeling or dreamed about something and then it has happened. Yeah. So I think it can be hard because when you've had those that actually have come to fruition, that is like super anxiety inducing.
Totally. Yeah, you're like, how do I differentiate between those? I definitely had like, bad omen feelings, and then again, nothing's happened. So
yes, yeah. But does it feel to you guys related to deja vu? Like, is it a similar sensation?
Yeah. Just that like creepy like pause in your body type of thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of it as it's like be more aware in this moment, and maybe that's how a bad thing doesn't happen if you were like a little bit more present. Maybe it's your body being reminded to be present right now, because I think we can be disassociated so much.
Yeah. I think
intuition though can be it's a broad term. It can also mean like that you are getting input of something, whether it's smell, a feeling that's got the hair on the back of your neck sticking up, or you just don't feel safe for some reason, and or you're intuiting like someone else's emotional state, or like something's going to happen because you've got pattern recognition, you're putting the pieces together, you're using all the circumstances to anticipate something. That can be intuition, and I think some people are more sensitive to their environment, to those things, and they might be considered a more intuitive person, and maybe that can be interpreted as feeling, seeing something coming or seeing the future,
when you're just taking in like actual data points that aren't necessarily like easily perceived as like, oh, clearly I heard this direct thing. Yeah, you're right. It's like people's body language and like subtle signs and things like that.
Yeah. And there's probably shit we don't even know about because we're just like tiny little ants on a planet, and and there's stuff that like, maybe there are people who can sort of see the future in a way that we can't understand because we're just, our brain, the human race hasn't figured it out yet. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, Sarah, do you believe in psychics?
Okay, so that's a great tail end, or segue right into that, which is, I think if someone is psychic in some way, like, it's probably something we don't understand yet. If it's real, like if they really are like speaking to the dead and those things, it might just be things we don't fully understand yet, and science hasn't figured it out. But I also do think that there are people who are just extremely intuitive, and like they can pick up on things, and I don't know. I've never been to a psychic. I would never go to one of those mediums.
Yeah.
One of those.
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just also, because like I'm probably too susceptible to it again. I'd be like, really? Like.
Yeah, there are some things I have to stay away from because I'm like, I can't go down this road. Scientology, for example.
That's a good instinct, Babs. That's good to know.
I can't get near this. I'm too like.
Don't go in. Don't watch the video.
Well, I think that is like a liability anytime you are going to like a reading like that, right? Like, can you protect yourself if you hear something that like might lead you down a bad path that you weren't previously going down, or should people just be viewing it really truly as entertainment?
I think also there's so much, it's like I'm trying to work right now on just knowing myself, you know what I mean? Or like trusting my own instincts, because I think my being a woman and social media and all these things have made me so much more like a people pleaser and so much more into like, what if I do this and it upsets somebody? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I think like I'm trying to be better about, I like going to psychics and stuff because it makes me like think about things in a different way sometimes, or, you know, I don't do it often, but I'm trying to work on that part for myself where I'm like, oh, what is my own intuition? Like, why I can't like even why can't I even decide how I feel about things sometimes, because I'm so like, there's so many factors, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think going to a psychic or something like that could probably be helpful, whether you believe in it or not, to have someone kind of mirror back an emotional state that maybe you're putting out, and have them give you an outsider point of view. Yeah. You know, and I've always been like, oh, you know, I've been close with people before that were like really into woo-woo stuff, and I've never like, I'm always like, you do you, and like I want to hear about it. Like, oh yeah, make me the special tea with the herbs in it, you know, like, because that's you caring for me. And as long as it doesn't make me sick, you know, as long as you're not hurting anyone with that stuff, and obviously that's where, you know,
not dosing you with ayahuasca or something.
Right, or well, that could be fun, but
if you know about it.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like nice to have like sometimes a like, let me filter these thoughts like through something else. Like tarot, I think is like a good tool for that, to be like, oh, I didn't think about it from like that way or something. Okay, that's interesting to, you know, think through. But
yeah, it's like a prompt basically.
I had a friend years ago who when her mom passed away, she got really into going to a medium, and it always like turned me off from like the idea of ever fucking with that specifically. And she was like, at a certain point, she was like, I need to stop making appointments because now I've undone the grief that I had already worked through.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I could see how that would be something that you could easily get addicted to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what that insane noise was.
Very much so, for sure.
It's interesting because I used to be, because I grew up really religious, really Christian, and I loved finding miracle, not that I saw like a miracle, but like I loved finding meaning in things, and had so much like belief and faith and like wonder, and not, I wouldn't call it magic back then, but just like, oh my God, the universe is so amazing, and like a butterfly landed, you know, right at that moment, and things mean something. And like, I was always like, you know, he loves me not, and making wishes, and like, you know, all these things. And I'm like, at what point did it get beaten out of me? Where I'm like, I'm just like, don't even fucking start with me on that. And I'm like, I don't know. It's probably my mom dying. Probably.
Yeah, a lot changes.
You know, and just,
yeah,
and just like wanting for her to speak to me in some way, and it never happening, but like a lot of other people who didn't really know her coming up to me. Someone did it to me recently. It was like, my mom comes to me your mom comes to me sometimes.
Whoa,
really?
Crazy.
Huh. That's
and I'm like,
fun.
And I don't want to, this person is very well-meaning and kind, so I don't want to like trash them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just a weird experience.
It reminded me of like right after she died, a lot of her friends and stuff were like, I saw your mom. She was on the porch. It was a red robin, you know. And I'm just like, who are you? Like, why isn't she visiting me?
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and I'm like, I'm
100%.
trying. I'm looking for the birds.
Yeah.
I'm looking, you know, and like, you know, and then sometimes a butterfly would come by, and my mom was she loved butterflies, and it was a symbolic thing for her. And so, you know, I will get like, oh, it reminds me of her, but I'm not like, it's her.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this can be a moment that like I'm thinking of her, or like, oh, that's nice, you know, but it isn't like, it doesn't need to be a supernatural element on top of it. It can just be like, the world reminded me. Thanks.
I like that. I hope you guys see me in everything. I'll be like, that Burger King bag reminds me. It's Barb. She's here.
Every time. Every time I see a Burger King crown.
Philip Glass playing in the background as the BK blows in the wind.
Which doesn't even make sense because it should be Taco Bell.
Yeah, you're not even a Burger King girly
I don't know why
necessarily.
that's what came out.
Yeah.
Every time you drink a Baja Blast, think of me.
Yeah. You're drinking me. Oh my god, I did see it on Reddit. I'm a Reddit person now. Whatever. Somebody was talking about how, and sorry, this is kind of gross, but they found out that a relative had put ashes into like a meal that
I saw that.
Is that insane?
Oh.
They found out like way later, and they were really pissed, and like everyone else in the family was like, "What are you talking? It's not a big deal." They were like,
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's a real big deal. Oh.
I will say I think it's like an interesting idea if everyone said yes. I'm not saying I would definitely do it, but like
If you've
you
consented.
can't just do that to someone.
No,
that's wild.
you have to consent to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
100%. Because also, like, what was the meal?
I can't remember what they said, but it was something. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
Oh.
And my gut, my intuition said tacos. Like, just
I'm
like
thinking sloppy joes personally.
yeah. Throw
Right,
it.
like,
it's
was
in
it an
ground
elevated
beef. It's in
meal?
ground beef.
I mean, for my own sake, I have to just think it was a very slight amount and not, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
You can't just do that to someone.
Well, and then what is that honoring you? Because then you're shitting them out eventually. Like,
Right.
Like, did the grandma, whoever had died, is that what they asked for?
I doubt it.
can't
I
remember if that
highly
was-
doubt it.
Yeah,
That was
like
someone being
Oh,
crazy.
that's such an important question. I assumed that the dead person wanted that.
Yeah. I
but
don't
then
know.
it would be assumed that everyone would know, and it would
Yeah.
be talked
Right,
about.
right,
Okay,
right.
everybody, eat up. It's grandma.
Yeah.
Also, who wants to be? I mean, look, I told my family that I was like, obviously, you're not going to do this, but I kind of like the idea of you putting me just in the ground and let the earth take me, and then grow like an apple tree or a
That's
garden
lovely.
on top of
Yeah.
me, and then you can eat the fruit that I made for you. But they're
Right.
like, but we're eating you, and I was like, in a way,
The giving
yes.
tree.
That's direct.
But that's not the same as throwing ashes in the cake batter. Like,
No.
that's not.
no, it's a different.
I'm sorry. This
It's
is
not
I'm
giving
gonna say
life.
this.
And it feels like scientifically related to how, like, you can't, like, just eat pot. Like, you have to cook it and then put it in brownies.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. it doesn't
Like,
seem
it feels like we're
just...
missing a step. Like, with the
Yeah.
tree
Yeah.
idea, the ashes feed the soil, feed the tree, feed the apples.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
did everyone have a really healthy shit after that? Is it like a dewormer? Like, what is.
Yeah, it's a new kind of cleanse. It's a grandma cleanse.
I have to
Yeah.
say, I'm just as horrified by this idea of how people eat placenta. I will say that
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really know
Yeah.
that whole situation.
people do eat placenta, and I
But they
think
grind it up first, right? They're not just eating it straight from the.
I think they
Don't
dry
matter.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm throwing it on a spit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn it into jerky.
Is it on?
Placenta
Yeah, like
jerky.
ew.
Yeah.
You take a road trip and you eat your placenta jerky and some popcorn.
Yeah.
No, I think they get it. Yeah, it gets put into pills or something. But yeah, I don't really know. I know that there's
Yeah.
supposedly some health benefit to it, but I don't know what any of that is.
Maybe
yeah.
it's the same with ashes.
Yeah, it could
Feels more healthy than ashes potentially. I don't.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, ashes are just carbon, right?
Yeah. Ashes are just carbon.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't
So-
seem safe.
Yeah. No, gnarly. That opposite of a funfetti cake. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Oh, man, what do you do with your family if that happens? Sorry, I'm like really thinking through like 'cause-
If you eat someone.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine also them being gaslit by everyone saying it's okay. That's also terrible.
know.
Yeah, do you
That
just
person
say I'm
said they
out?
like cut off their family over it. They were just
I
like,
think they
can't
did.
do
Yeah,
this.
it's like you kind of have to.
I think you'd have to, right? Because it's like
I mean, how are you ever eating at anyone's house again feeling safe?
Yeah.
that's wild, man. Well, guys, listen. Everyone has a hard time with their family, but like maybe it's sometimes good to remember. Put a positive
Some things
spin
are
on it. Your
worse
family has
than
never
others.
met you the remains of a dead loved
That
one
is true. You know what?
against your will
That you know of.
that you know of. And what if you bring that up at Thanksgiving? And last Thanksgiving really tasted like my uncle was in the gravy.
Uncle Gravy.
Do you guys think you're high or low on the like eating bug spectrum? We've all eaten them.
Totally depends on the bug.
How are they prepared?
You mean how many we've eaten?
Oh, we've all eaten
or like,
them, not
would
knowing.
we like to eat them?
Oh, I thought you were saying if you would like to eat them.
How many do you think you ate last year?
I don't go camping that much. I know we eat them all the time, but I feel like I'm not outdoorsy enough to eat them as often as others.
I'm highly outdoors.
Is the idea? I've always like gone too far into the detail when people say this. So it's that you are sleeping with your mouth open and they go in, and then you eat them, or it's like on food that you're eating and you didn't realize it.
Probably the most. But...
I always assumed that food is like the most heavily attributed format.
Yeah, those factories are full of
but I
bugs.
think that the mouth is factored in.
I'm gonna say I don't know, 2,000.
You're high.
A lot.
Over 42 years.
What size?
That is too many. Wait, never mind. That's
According to a guy named Chef Tyler, you unknowingly eat about 2 pounds of insects and insect parts every year.
I didn't know we were going by pounds. Okay.
Yeah,
Pounds?
yeah, in foods like vegetables, rice, beer, pasta, spinach, broccoli, and peanut butter.
Oh, those are. I'm high on
lettuce. They're always up in there.
Yeah, 2 pounds a year.
Peanut butter.
No, that makes sense.
It makes sense because they fall in factories. Yeah, they're not.
It's all
they're
the
not
falling
scooping
in.
out the bugs. It's all the falling in. Yeah,
It's protein. It's good for you.
exactly.
So I've eaten 82 pounds of bugs in my life, apparently.
Whoa, man!
If I do the math on my age, that's
Wow.
fun.
Wow, that's like a big German Shepherd made out of bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone just do a little math at home and call in 323-630. Let us know the size of animal, how many bugs you've eaten. We'd love to know. We'd love to know that and how you represent them visually to yourself.
Yes. Yeah. What does that look like to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Ironically, what is always gross about this to me is like I think I'm high up on the spectrum because I'm vegetarian. Like I think the more vegetables you eat, the higher your bug count.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not eating all the other garbage we're eating, so that's
True. Still.
So in that case, women are probably eating more bugs than men.
Hell yeah.
We're eating more vegetables in general.
You know.
Yeah, but they're just like eating bugs just because of their lifestyle.
I don't know how many bugs are ending up in
about.
a monster in a protein bar.
Slim Jim.
I had a Slim Jim yesterday, honestly. It fucking ripped. Snapped right into it. It was awesome. Every once in a while, I'll still be like, you know what? I do want that Slim Jim, though.
Should we do a lady problem?
Let's do it.
If you have one, send it to us, ladytoladycomedy@gmail.com, or you can also give us a phone call along with your bug numbers at 323-6butt30.
What's your body count?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,000. Okay, let me share my screen with the audio.
And you guys, my circulation is so bad. My legs have been falling asleep alternately this whole podcast.
Really?
Whoa.
I know.
All right, here we go.
Hey, ladies, out walking my dog in the dark of night. I have a lady problem for you. So, me and my husband have had a rule in our relationship: your family, your problem; my family, my problem, which just essentially means like you are the point person for your family. So the group chats, life events, you're in charge of letting your family know. You should be the first to respond. There shouldn't be an expectation of me to loop in your family. I think this is great. Where the problem lies is I'm naturally much more communicative, just like even calling my parents like twice a month for an hour-long phone call. And my partner is a dude. He's not as communicative, and I think sometimes that makes his mom feel like left out, or his family feel left out, especially because it is abundantly clear that his brother and sister-in-law do not have the same your family, your problem rule as us. So his sister-in-law takes care of all the communication. But another added layer to this is like, we're thinking about buying this one specific house. We just thought we fell in love. And today I was like, ooh, I really want to call my mom and tell her about this. And I texted my partner to kind of like ask permission. And I think there's like this boundary being blurred of like, ooh, are we doing this like couple thing and like honoring that this is like a moment between the two of us, like we did when we kept our engagement like just between us for like a week while we were on vacation? Or should I not have to ask permission because it is such a normal thing to like tell your mom you're thinking of buying a house and send her the link to like look at it? But then I overthink and I'm like, his mom's not getting the same like moment, but also that's not my problem. I don't know. You can hear how conflicted I am and that some of this lies in my own mental headspace. So yeah, how do I don't know, hold this boundary and like not feel guilty about talking to my mom?
I mean, I think first of all, like you're definitely like not doing anything abnormal by wanting to text your mom pictures of this house. Like I think that's totally not anything you need to ask. I don't think that you need to ask permission for that. I think I'm a little confused.
She's asking. What is the question exactly?
She feels bad because her and her husband are buying a house, and like she's the one that's like she has drawn a boundary of like she's not going to be the one that's like emotionally in charge of her husband's relationship with his parents. And now they're buying a house, and she's looping her mom in because she wants her mom to like be updated. The husband's mom's not getting looped in this way because it's not her problem, so she feels bad.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing, I was confused at first when she started talking because when she said, like, your family, your problem, my family, my problem.
I got it right away.
Yeah.
No. But, like, problem makes sense to me, but I'm like, that doesn't mean you can't have
just
friendly
any news at all.
Yeah, friendly news or conversation. I guess, like, maybe that's a slippery slope, but, like, is it a...
Right,
well, but it's not... Yeah. Maybe problem wouldn't be the word everyone would use for it, but, like, if she starts texting the mother-in-law, then it is going to be like, okay, then the updates and how's it go? Like, you are initiating... That's another person that you're going to be updating in.
Okay.
That her husband is not apparently doing that.
In a way, it's a division of labor because, you know, like she said, that the in-law, the sister-in-law, whatever, handles all of that. And it is. It's like... You know, and who sends the birthday card if you're going to do that, and that's kind of how Scott and I do it, where it's like your family is your responsibility, my family is my responsibility, but our families are very, very different in how we communicate, and so we've had to like navigate some of those same things where I'm like, I want to rush and tell my family like everything. And sometimes Scott will be like, let's just wait a second, you know, like, don't go telling everyone, you know, and he'll say that. But you do just kind of have to feel it out, I think. And, like, I think, you know, I guess in a way it's like, so for instance, with this house thing, do you need your husband's permission? Not really. I mean, and I don't know the circumstances. Like, do they all live in the same town? Are they all talking to each other? Would you not want his mom to hear something through the grapevine? I think a perfect example of this would be like when you're pregnant. Like, that is obviously something you figure out how you're going to tell everybody. You know, like that is something you would definitely work as a team, and you do need like to make sure you're on the same page. But like other big life decisions, I mean, if there's no harm, you could go tell your mom without getting his permission, but I think it's fine to have that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
and maybe it's not permission. It's just like, I want to tell my mom. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, like, obviously, like you said, we don't know, you know, if they would find out or something if you told them, and I guess maybe that's the worry. But, It just sounds like maybe in general you guys need to be communicating a little bit more about like this stuff, because that might help, just to be like, I would just say like, look, I don't want to be freaked out about telling my mom about stuff. We have to like figure out a better system here. Mm-hmm. So whatever that looks like,
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, obviously you should be able to tell your mom about anything and not feel like you're being held back, unless it was some huge thing that you guys mutually decided, like, this is not, happening.
Well, and it's like, if they do have a different relationship than you guys, too, like him and his mom, like, obviously they do, but it's like, she also might not feel left out if she doesn't get the information at this point, too. So it might not, like... They just talk differently than than you guys will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we deal with this also in my family with siblings. Like I have 3 siblings. I live in Richmond. My brother lives here, and my 2 sisters live in Arizona. So it's like the 2 and 2, the 2 coasts or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're all very close, but my brother is just not the type of person who shares a lot. Like, oh, I got a promotion. The kids did that. He doesn't do that. It's not his style. And, but my sisters and I, we're all like literally updating every moment of every day, every life,
Yeah.
Right.
And, and so he's very different. And now living here in Virginia, I've actually had to be like, okay, so I am privy to things in my brother's life because I'm around him more.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, but it's not my place to necessarily share that information with everyone. But I'm also want to be like with him, like, why don't you just tell everyone that? Like,
right.
It's weird when, but I'm not him, and that's his way, like, and there'll be things he doesn't tell me. And then we're like, that was going on for this whole 3 weeks that we've been around. I've seen you a couple times and you didn't mention it, but that's just his way and that's his prerogative. And it, like, so yeah, that stuff it's hard to navigate, but you gotta, I think Brandy's advice too was on point, which is don't assume that that his mom wants to know.
Yeah.
Or like maybe she does, like, but it's not your responsibility to fix that for him.
That's the thing. I think it's good that you're holding strong on that. I mean,
yeah.
I guess did have the thought of like, if you want to loop her in, you could start a group thread with your husband and her, and then it's like your husband can take it away from there. Yeah.
But that's like, even if he wants to talk to her about it at this phase, like he might not want to. It might be like, well, no, until we buy it, like, why would I say anything? Which I totally get that. I mean, like,
yeah.
I have this relationship with my dad. Like, I don't tell my dad like things in process until I feel like there's a moment that it's like, okay, cool, now it's done or about to be done. Here's what's happening.
Yeah, because people don't want to jinx it or like get people's hopes up before it's finalized. Or there's a lot of reasons why people might want to.
Yeah,
wait.
We call this. I call this. It's actually something I've learned to pull back on, is the oversharing of details before something is figured out.
Yes.
Yeah.
In that, because I'm realizing I'm just like spewing sometimes, especially if it's a crisis. You're spewing information, then you don't have all the information, so you're just like maybe making people worry. There's a fine line. Sometimes you just need their support, so you're like, I need you to be with me through this whole thing step by step. But I call it breadcrumbing sometimes, where you're like, there's ways to breadcrumb that are responsible and irresponsible. So responsible is like, hey, Scott fell. He's okay. We're heading to the ER, but he might have broken his foot. Okay, so that's like initial information, but I'm giving you the details to make sure you're not worried that it's something worse. The bad way to do that is go, Scott fell. We're going to the ER.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, because you're in like this heightened stressful place, you might not be thinking about how people are going to receive that.
Right. Scott is hurt.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then don't respond for 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like you're describing
you know,
my boomer mom. Like, she needs this lesson.
Well, there's that. You know what the boomer and the parent thing is, or there's a version where it's like 3 weeks ago, Scott went to the hospital.
Yes.
Like, they're like, they don't.
Right, that's the other end.
That's
Wait,
the
what?
other one. There's no act 2 in boomer messaging. It's all act 1 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Scott is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
We
I
just
think
need to all
maybe
check
that would-
in real quick. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that would help if like you knew your husband's style. Like, is he the type that just wants it all nipped, you know, all, like, some people just don't want to share things until it's figured out,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe that's part of it, but yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think that any of that has to do with what you should feel comfortable sharing with your own family. And I think I'm more of the oversharer too. And like, because I want to be from the standpoint of like, I want you to know that either this thing is stressing me out or I'm excited about that, because that is kind of coloring all your interactions with me. And that's what's going on. Like, if I'm close to you, I kind of want you filled in. But I've also had to learn to rein it. I think when you are someone that tends more toward that, like, it's good to rein it in, because you are kind of like just leaking energy that you probably don't need to be leaking around either problem or the good thing that you're excited about. Either both of them, it's probably good to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think mostly like, yeah, if you're really worried, but it does sound like, I think the other thing is like there is a woman doing this emotional labor for the mother-in-law, which is why I think, I guess, to troubleshoot that issue, like maybe it is just talking to your husband and being like, dude, tell your mom about this. That's what I think you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let him decide if he wants to or not, but it sounds like maybe just
Yeah,
nudge
I
him.
mean, it's okay. Like, obviously, it's up to him at the end of the day. But like, I appreciate being pushed sometimes to communicate in a different way. You know, like me and my boyfriend communicate with our families differently. He talks to his family more than I talk to mine. And
Yeah, same.
sometimes he encourages me to talk to them, and I'm like, oh, right, thank you. And you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be encouraging that. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
good luck and congrats on the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you
Exciting.
guys get it. That's very exciting. Sarah, this has been so much fun.
What a lovely conversation. I miss you guys.
I know, it's
Aw.
good to
Miss
see
you.
you.
You're some of the, y'all are, just real quick, I would just say, like, I moved away from LA, and knowing full well that it would drastically change my relationship with stand-up comedy and the community and my friends, and I'll say that 90% of the time, don't miss it one fucking second.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people I realized, oh, I don't miss that person at all. I'm so glad I haven't heard from them or seen them. And I kind of have come to realize how toxic a lot of my relationship with comedy was, and Hollywood, and even people. But there's a group of people who I never feel that way about. You guys are in that for
Aw.
reals. Like, you know, so.
We've
I
always
miss you all.
really
I
respected
miss
and loved
too.
you,
There's
Sarah. Yeah, we miss you
definitely-
too.
I'm proud of. I mean, that there's a freedom in that, you know, that it seems
Yeah.
great. So congrats on, you know, relinquishing some of that bullshit, because that is good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're glad we're not in that category.
Yeah, we're not toxic.
Yes.
You hear that?
We're cool.
Listeners?
Well, you looks like you're
No,
starting a
not at
show
all.
back up, or you're a.
Yeah, I have a show
some
in
stuff
Richmond,
going
like a late night show that's monthly, and I'm doing it with a group of people here at this theater that I'm kind of involved with, and
Cool.
it's been awesome. And like, you know, I think I came into it trying to be like, don't have an ego about my like experience,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
like talent or any of that, but just like experience. And it's been really great to just be with a group of people. There's no money involved, really, and we're just making stuff because we want to and because it's fun.
Well, it's an
very
independent
pure.
theater, and there's no money involved. That's so weird.
It's a nonprofit, so I know. It's a not. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. There is
Yeah.
literally no money. It's not to be found, and we want the show to grow and be something bigger and make money doing it. But it's not like with like, well, is Netflix going to buy it?
Right.
When are the agents going to come? We need to get a producer involved. We need to pitch it.
And you know
to
what? That's when the
worse.
best shit. That's where the best shit comes from. It's
I
like I
know.
miss
Yeah.
that. I miss that feeling of just making something to make it and not
exactly.
that next
Yeah.
And that's like
Yeah,
the
it's
fun
been
part.
Really,
and
really good for me.
That's
Good.
awesome.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody, where they can see that show and then find anything else you got going on.
Yeah, if you're in Richmond, it's next Saturday on the 7th, and I don't know when this is going up, but it's the first Saturday of every month in Richmond, Virginia at Coalition Theater. It's called Better Late. And then I'm bringing back my crafting YouTube show, Crafting Through It, soon.
Yay.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm online everywhere at Sarah Schaefer 1.
Woo!
Yay.
Yeah.
Sarah
Thanks,
Schaefer
Sarah.
did
It's
win.
so good to hang out with you.
Yay!
Woo.
We'll see you guys
Good to
next
see
week.
you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
for being here.
Yeah, we're excited to see you too. All right, listener, we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.